95 applicants are both excited and nervous tonight to find out if they'll be among the 5 awarded a license to grow marijuana in Arkansas. I'm David Lippman.
And I'm Caitlin Gardenhire. Coming up, the excitement from medical marijuana patients on tomorrow's big day and some of the concerns they still have.
Fake calls flooding our phones, trying to trick us with familiar numbers. But a local company is taking on the task of tracking the source of these robocalls.
We have about 120 people here in Little Rock, Arkansas, trying to get these bad guys, and we're doing a pretty good job of it.
Plus, 11 listens to your concerns over traffic cameras in Arkansas. Are they legal and how do they work? Tonight, we get answers.
And a group of special runners is in their final days of training before they hit the starting line of the Little Rock Marathon.
Don't look at me like I'm different, because I'm not. You know, I just have a cooler way of getting around than you.
We are just hours away from a landmark day in the campaign to bring medical marijuana to Arkansas. Good evening, I'm Denise Middleton.
And I'm Craig O'Neill, and tomorrow a state commission will announce which 5 companies will receive licenses to grow marijuana and create the products patients will use.
Our David Lippman begins our team coverage on the issue to show us how the potential cultivators are feeling.
Yeah, Denise, Craig, we don't know how most of them feel tonight because the vast majority don't want to talk about it. So they're still afraid of being associated with marijuana. But one applicant said it's a mix of excitement and anxiety ahead of tomorrow's announcement.
Can't be there, so I'm going to make myself get up and have a normal work day. I've got as many things planned as I can possibly have.
Nerves will keep Brian Fott from joining the hundreds of people expected Tuesday when the State Medical Marijuana Commission announces the 5 cultivators that will receive licenses. 16 months have passed since voters asked for it, and Fott believes Arkansas has managed the timeline well.
Talking to people around the industry, around the country that are in the industry and have dealt with other states, Arkansas is actually held as a model of doing this the right way. 95 groups paid the $15,000 fee to apply. They'll be graded based on the quality of their applications. Fott believes he has a leg up because he already got permits to build. But he says there are lots of groups with the desire and skill to make a good product. There are some very good applicants. There's 95 people just like me that think they deserve to win.
The 5 winners will have to pay an additional $100,000 to the state to get their license. That check will make them the first members of Arkansas's marijuana industry, something Fott says he's waited 2 years for. Patients, though, will have to keep waiting.
5 to 6 months to build the building, a couple months to grow a fast sativa crop. So depending on their permitting side, anywhere from 7 to 10 months.
The state will still have to approve 32 marijuana dispensaries. A state official tells me the plan is to pick them either in late April or early May. But the anticipation is not limited to the business side. Patients are also looking forward to tomorrow. And our Caitlin Gardenhire spoke with one just a short time ago. Caitlin.
Well, David, 4,116 people have applied to use medical marijuana in Arkansas. Nancy Young is one of them. She tells me she suffers from PTSD and auditory processing issues. And she says tomorrow is another day closer to a life with less pain.
Huge day for us because that just means we're going to have access to our medicine that much sooner. And we won't have to wait as long once these licenses are awarded.
Tomorrow morning at the Capitol, it's Arkansas Cannabis Patient Day, where hundreds of medical marijuana patients are expected to show up to address concerns and issues they have with state laws and procedures. If you're interested in attending tomorrow's event, it kicks off on the Capitol steps at 10 a.m. We will have more information on THV11.com.
All right, thank you, Caitlin. We may have seen a break in the clouds today, but the rain over the past week is still causing flooding issues across the state, including, look at Burns Park. North Little Rock Parks and Rec had to shut down Tournament Drive, which is the entrance to the soccer complex, as several inches of standing water remain. Park officials say it's hard to tell when that road is going to reopen. It's not going to reopen anytime soon. If you
no, the water's got to go somewhere.
See what's about to happen with Ed Buckner here.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be okay.
I think you do.
Rain is coming back, yeah. So that water has to go somewhere. We're having a little trouble, but at least we had today.
Yeah.
We had a great day today.
Best day of the year so far.
Well, best day of the week for sure. Give it that much. Here's a look at the high temperatures from today. 63 our high in Little Rock. It was 72 today in Camden. 70 in Mena, 68 in DeQueen, and in Arkadelphia. Just a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky, just one of those days we needed. We could probably use a few more of those, but probably not going to see that either. There you see the satellite. If you look closely down in Texas, you see a few more clouds. That's some of the moisture that'll be building our way into this time tomorrow night is when I think the rain will really begin to pick up. There you see the timeline. 41 our low tonight, cloudy skies tomorrow, and 66 the high with a 50% chance for more rain. Could even see some stronger storms into Wednesday morning. That forecast is coming up.
I have the belief that no teacher should be compelled, and most of them want to teach and focus on that. But others are concerned about their students and have training and specific capacity, as you've described. And so we have licensed certain school districts and those who want to be trained more significantly so that they can handle an active shooter situation.
Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson face-to-face with President Trump today. The president hosted the nation's governors at the White House for a business session. Governor Hutchinson raised points about teachers handling guns in schools and also told the president he hopes that the Department of Homeland Security can find funds to help states develop school protection plans. Next school year, some Arkansas teachers may have the right to carry on campus. Monroe County Sheriff Michael Neal has released a school safety plan that includes deputizing a select few teachers to become certified auxiliary deputies. Employees who volunteer would have to pass background checks, psychological tests, and extensive firearm and medical training.
What I'm looking for is the teacher to be armed in the classroom and lock that door and protect those kids. I'm not asking for them to storm the hallways and go looking for the bad guy. That's our job.
O'Neill hopes schools will jump on board within the next few months in order to start training this summer and implement this plan next school year.
Oh, they keep coming and coming. Telemarketers and scammers getting you to pick up with a number that looks like a neighbor's. The battle to beat these calls is now way beyond the boiler room days of the past. It's a high-tech fight against nimble robo-dialers. They have regulators handcuffed right now, but THV11's Rolly Hoyt introduces us to a local company that says they have a solution.
People don't realize that the scam calling problem has literally exploded.
Robocalls ringing off the hook. Overseas scammers flooding our phone lines out to find a person they can trick.
At least 75% of them that we call scam calls are really just trying to defraud you, to get you to send money or do something that's going to cost you money.
Charles Morgan may look like your typical target of a phone scammer, but this target is fighting back. He's the CEO of First Orion. The Little Rock technology company is marketing a system that catches the spoofers that try to pretend they're calling from just around the corner. And no, it's not just you. Those calls are constant.
If you look at all the calls you get on a cell phone on the average, it's about 15 to 16% of all the calls you get are scam calls.
There's no easy way to stop that kind of volume. Morgan explains the kind of odds that his team is up against.
400 million numbers recalibrated every 6 minutes to
Yes.
figure out which ones are being...
Well, it would create the knowledge base of what's going on right now with these numbers.
First Orion works, for now, only within the T-Mobile network.
We have built an enormous analytical process. We see every phone call that T-Mobile enters their T-Mobile network.
That sounds ominous and Big Brother-like, but Morgan insists it's secure and they only see the numbers coming in, not where they're going. He has a product to sell, but he promises it's the only way to beat the bots.
The only way we can stay ahead of them is to do it in the network, and the system it knows how to detect scam because there are a lot of different ways we can detect it.
Some of the data that they're crunching here at First Orion is making it seem like the dark side of telemarketing is getting the upper hand, but they think they've got the technology that can turn the tide.
We get 91% of all scam calls, we stop them, and that the closest competition is 15%.
That competition comes mainly from apps, and the quote-unquote best ones right now rely on blocked lists and blacklists. Morgan says they won't work.
The scammers have gotten so sophisticated now, you can't block neighborhood calls.
So what to do if you're not on T-Mobile? Morgan says he has meetings with Verizon and Sprint. Until then, try to ignore the calls. Hang up right away, and hopefully Morgan or someone like him comes to the rescue.
They're going to have, even if it's not with us, if somebody else comes up with a solution, we think ours is the best, and we're confident that we have this. This problem's got to be solved. We're going to get those bad guys. we're going to have them on the run here. I'll guarantee it.
In Little Rock, Rolly Hoyt, THV11 News.
If you do get victimized by a scammer, you're not alone. Morgan says even his wife called him at work one day to say the IRS was on the line saying they owed money. They laugh now, but they know firsthand how real those calls can sound when they get you on the phone.
Now, we are less than a week away from the Little Rock Marathon, meaning lots of runners are cramming in some last-minute training. But this year, some special runners are participating for the first time. THV11's Melissa Zigowitz brings us their story.
We never get like an opportunity to do this stuff, you know, because like we're just here.
Meet 14-year-old Carissa.
It's fun, it's fast, right up my alley.
Full of energy and spunk.
I'm gonna be yelling at who's ever pushing me like, go faster!
She's getting ready to run 13.1 miles on Sunday.
I've never really thought about doing it till I found out about this.
Carissa was born with a birth defect on her spinal cord and is one of 6 people running the Little Rock Marathon with Ainsley's Angels.
To know Rissa is actually going to get to be in the Little Rock Marathon is a dream come true. For Rissa to actually have the ability to go and to do it and to feel the wind in her hair and to see the crowds and to feel normal for a moment.
It's all about joy.
Jarrett Banks started the program in Arkansas last year.
It's just giving joy to somebody like Laura, who will be in her very first half marathon this coming Sunday.
And says he will never run a race alone.
Is that good?
Again.
And she actually ran her first 3.1 miles this morning, so her first 5K this morning on a training run. But just to give her joy, her smile is why we do it.
And with just a little less than a week away from the big race.
Don't look at me like I'm different, because I'm not. You know, I just have a cooler way of getting around than you.
Runners like Carissa are already looking forward to crossing the finish line.
I just want to thank Ainsley's Angels for the opportunity to feel like everybody else, you know.
And is one.
Oh, so exciting. You know, speaking of the Little Rock Marathon, you're invited to THV11's Marathon Party. This Sunday, we're cheering on the runners at Station 801 on the corner of 8th and Chester. There's going to be food trucks, music, and activities for the kids, and the fun all starts at 9 a.m.
Well, after the break, on THV11 News at 10, Chief Meteorologist Steph Buckner tells us when we could see that rain return.
And later, 11 listens to your questions about traffic cameras and red light cameras in Arkansas. What exactly are they used for? Those answers coming up.